INFJs are often seen as warm, kind, and deeply understanding people. But beneath that calm exterior lies something far more complex, a mind that feels, analyzes, and observes everything around them. They're the rare combination of emotional depth and razor-sharp intuition. And while that makes them magnetic, it also makes them intimidating. Not because they try to be, but because most people aren't used to being seen and understood on such a profound level. So today, let's uncover 10 things INFJs do that unintentionally scare people away. 1. They see right through people. INFJs don't just listen, they sense. They notice tone changes, micro-expressions, and inconsistencies between words and emotions. They can read the energy behind someone's behavior, even when nothing is said. It's not about being psychic, it's about their introverted intuition and deep empathy working together. But to others, it can feel invasive. Imagine someone quietly observing you and already knowing what you're feeling before you've even processed it yourself. For many, that level of perception feels like exposure, and people who aren't ready to be seen often retreat. 2. Their emotional intensity feels like too much. INFJs experience emotions like a storm, quiet on the outside but turbulent within. When they love deeply. When they care, it consumes them. Their relationships aren't surface level. They crave soul-level connection. But not everyone can handle that kind of emotional gravity. Some find it beautiful, others find it overwhelming. The INFJ's intensity can make others feel like they have to match their depth, and that pressure can push people away. 3. They disappear to protect their energy. INFJs need time alone to recharge, and sometimes that means disappearing completely. When they feel emotionally drained or overstimulated, they shut the world out to find peace within themselves. But here's the problem. They often don't explain it. They vanish, not to punish others, but to recover. Still, to friends or partners who don't understand this need for solitude, it feels like rejection, like the INFJ simply stopped caring overnight. Their silence isn't indifference, it's survival. But people who crave constant contact often misread it as emotional coldness. 4. They ask the questions. People avoid. INFJs skip small talk like it's static noise. They want to know your fears, your purpose, what drives you, what keeps you awake at night. But many people aren't ready to go there. When an INFJ looks into someone's soul with genuine curiosity and asks, "What are you running from?" Or, "What do you actually want in life?" it shakes people. It feels too real, too soon. Their depth is a gift, but for those still living behind emotional walls, it can feel like being exposed under a spotlight. 5. They're emotionally guarded themselves. Ironically, while INFJs crave emotional honesty from others, they rarely offer it in return, at least not easily. They keep their deepest thoughts and feelings hidden behind layers of reflection and restraint. People sense that wall but can't quite name it. They might say, "You're so hard to read," or "You never really open up." The INFJ wants to, but only when they reassure the other person is genuine and safe. Until then, they remain a beautiful mystery. And for some, that mystery is frustrating enough to walk away from. 6. Their standards are uncomfortably high. INFJs don't tolerate fakeness. They crave authenticity, integrity, and emotional honesty. They expect people to be as self-aware and morally grounded as they are. But those expectations, even unspoken, can make others feel judged or inadequate. The INFJ doesn't mean to demand perfection, but their quiet disappointment when people act inconsistently or insincerely can be felt like a silent verdict. People sense it, even when nothing is said, and many prefer the comfort of mediocrity over the mirror of an INFJ's standards. 7. They mirror people too accurately. INFJs often unconsciously tune in to others' emotional frequencies. They mirror people's tone, energy, even mannerisms, not to manipulate, but to connect. Yet for those unaware of what's happening, it can feel eerie, like the INFJ is reflecting their inner self right back at them. That deep mirroring can trigger discomfort, especially in those who aren't comfortable with who they are. People see themselves too clearly in the INFJ's reflection, and it's not always pleasant. 8. They hold on to emotional wounds. When an INFJ is hurt, they rarely lash out. They withdraw. They process the pain privately, replaying it until they understand every detail of what went wrong. But that introspection can make them seem cold or distant to others. Over time, if the wound isn't healed, they quietly detach, protecting themselves behind a calm mask. People around them can feel that emotional shift, the subtle drop in warmth, and often back away, sensing something broken, but never understanding what caused it. 9. They reveal truths people aren't ready for. INFJs see patterns and underlying truths that others miss. When they speak, their insights can pierce through illusion, and not everyone wants to face that. Maybe they call out hypocrisy gently, or question a person's motives without meaning to offend. But those insights can feel confrontational, even if they come from compassion. People who prefer to live in denial may find the INFJ's truth too raw, too honest. So instead of growing, they pull away. 10. They're mysterious, even when they don't mean to be. There's always something about an INFJ that feels hidden, an emotional depth that can't be fully reached. They can spend hours connecting with someone, yet still leave them wondering, who are they, really? That mystery draws some people in, but it unsettles others. Humans like predictability, and INFJs are anything but predictable. Their minds are always processing, their emotions always layered, and their silence always meaningful. To those who crave simple, straightforward relationships, that kind of complexity can be terrifying. INFJs don't scare people away because they're cruel or cold. They do it because their presence demands authenticity, and that is something not everyone is ready for. The INFJ's depth filters people. It removes the ones who fear truth and keeps the ones who can handle it. So if you're an INFJ and you've ever wondered why people disappear, remember, it's not because you're too much. It's because you're exactly enough for the few who are meant to stay.